except in the cross. I wish this morning some of us could boast in the cross. Now, you know why most of us don't clap and shout? Because we ain't aware of what the cross is. No, I'm not talking about volume now. I'm talking about intensity. Because if we knew more about the cross, these chairs would be flipping in the air this morning. Oh, yes, it would. But the cross got its problems. It brings its problem because you want prosperity. You don't want the cross. Because prosperity is I'm getting something. Cross is I got to give something up. And that's American Christianity there. We are always trying to get something, get something, get something. And the Lord is saying, if you want to get, you got to give it away. That's the paradoxical principle of the Prince of Peace. He says, you want to go up? First fall down. You want to wear a crown? Bear a cross. You want to have favor? Then give up all the other stuff. You got to give it up in order to gain it. That's what crosstalk is all about. Crosstalk. But you know, there's another reason we don't talk about cross. Because crosstalk will make you look like you ain't all that. You think about it. Crosstalk, here it is. Talking about reprogramming our life. Crosstalk. If somebody smacks you on the cheek, that's insult. Turn the other. Because we've been taught you hit me or you insult me, I'm going to insult you back. Crosstalk. You got an issue that you cannot handle. Call your friends up, talk about it. They can't handle it either, but just talk about it anyway. And that's it, you know, find help from outside. Crosstalk says, I'll tell you what you do. Bring your burdens to the Lord and leave it there. You say what you want. You tell somebody you going through a major dilemma and the Lord said just leave it there. When you walk away, they're going to say, crazy. But crosstalk will make you look crazy. You in debt up to here. Your accountant says, now in order to get out, you need to pay these bills this way, and this. And then you say, well, what about, because I'm a Christian, the church says, oh no, you can't do that. You can't give that. You got to save that. That 10% need to go over here to pay this. And you do it. But crosstalk says, you up the debt up to here, pay God, he'll open up the window, give you what you need so you can get out of it. That's crosstalk. It don't make no sense. You know it don't make no sense. Here's a better one. Somebody has wronged you. Now, I used to say this in theory, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But I know this thing personal now. Somebody has wronged you. I ain't talking about kind of, sort of, lightly. I mean, sure enough wronged you. Man, let me tell you, when you come from the ward, you want to get back. Okay, how much Jesus you got? You want some payback. And then Jesus said, love your enemy, pray for them that persecute you, and do good to them that despitefully. But that's the cross. Because the cross reprograms you and puts new information in your database. And when the cross gets a hold of you, it gives you new information. You see, the old program reads this way: go with the world. But the new program reads, go into the world. And so when I go to the world with the cross, I'm going in with a new programming that God has reprogrammed me to think, act, and behave and do different than the world say I ought to do. I'm through, but let me give you this. I got one of these, they call them DVRs. And that couple of things I like to look at, so I have the DVR program to record every Sunday night, start at 8 o'clock, Desperate Housewives and Grey's Anatomy. Then on Tuesday night, Boston Legal, Denny Crane, Mad Cow. I'm suffering with this thing now, okay. And so I got it programmed so when I come in, I can look at it anytime I want to. Well, I got this television in my office. I know confession, good for soul, not great for your reputation. And I have a tendency to actually write and try to look at TV at times. I sit in my chair and write and look up. And I turn it down sometimes. But I went in, I said, well, I can sneak in and look at, you know, Grey's Anatomy, catch up, Desperate Housewives. And I always like to top it off with Boston Legal. When I got to my DVR, I noticed that on mine, in my office, Punk'd is on mine. Then Your Mama is on there. And then Nick Cannon and the Wild Thing, whatever, it's on there. Then the BET Countdown 106 Park. I said, hold it. I didn't program that. I didn't put that in my program. And so I went in there and they had on that database full. And then you push the middle button, select, and it'll take you down to your options, and it said full, erase some of the program. And I looked at that and I said, in order to get my programs in the database, I got to get these programs out. So I started going down the line. Punk, erase. Your Mama, erase. Countdown, erase. American Idol, erase. American Top Model, erase. So I can put in Desperate Housewives, Grey's Anatomy, and Boston Legal. I'm going somewhere. In your database, you got to reprogram it by taking some stuff out so you can put some stuff in. Because the more you put in your database, the better you're going to be able to handle the world. I'm through. I'm through. But my soul is happy. You ought to ask God this morning, reprogram me. Take some of that junk that I got in my heart and in my mind and in my will and get it out, and let me put Galatians 2:20 in there. Let me put Galatians 5:24 in there. Let me put Galatians 6:14 in there so I can say like Paul, I don't boast about nothing except the cross of Christ Jesus.